house did you announce?
One of the houses.
The house, the people who stay in that house. So not the house. So the people in those, they know you're coming back Friday. You have a house help. You have a gardener caretaker, a shamba boy. As you're here, listening to me, let me show you what is happening. He's here. Ndio huyu. That's your TV. This is your favorite chair. With your remote. The shamba boy. And as he's trying to figure out how your remote works, your house help is modeling for shamba boy in your favorite dress. A leader has already run to call the house. As you're here, listening to me, flour is being stolen from your house. Your house help told you at the interview she is lactose intolerant. Akunywagi maziwa nywele inaaguka nikiku. But your milk budget started going up after she got there. How much sugar are you going to allow to leave the house? A cup, an entire packet, a gunia. How much sugar, how much flour, how much salt are you going to allow to leave your house? That's dictating the kind of controls you put in your house. There are some houses I know, by the time you're leaving to come to Bogoria, you have locked the sugar, the milk, the flour, and the potatoes in the bedroom. Or even in the store, and you brought the key here. Security. Josiah was telling us you already practice risk management. My friends, what you have given me is an idea of your risk appetite. When do you put fuel in your car? When with that gauge, at what point do you say it is time to go to the petrol station? Yeah, when the light comes on, yeah? Yes, E means enough. That E means enough. It is okay for us. How else do we know that light works? But the others, my dear wife included, where if it passes half, the world is going to come to an end. Your risk appetite needs to be set by the owner. They are the only people who can set the appetite. If you give me the opportunity to set the appetite for your replenishment of fuel, you will get stuck on the way between here to Nairobi. On our way, we looked for, the last petrol station we saw was Nakuru. The next petrol station we trusted that we saw was Mogosho, the Shell at Mogosho. Yes. So me and enough fuel, what are the chances of reaching Bogoria or Nairobi on the way back? I cannot set your tolerance levels and risk levels for fuel because my appetite is not the same as yours. The only one who can set the appetite rightly is the owner. Yes, they know where it hurts. They know where they feel the pain. We are together. Now, there was a question about unpalatable news, unpalatable information. This is where now I need my volunteers. I need a lady, I need a gentleman. We are going to do a wedding. I'm the pastor. There's a question I want you to ask. I want to ask you rather. There's a question I want to ask you and I want you to tell me the answer to that question. Who would like to volunteer? By the way, that wedding, it's for illustration purposes only. Do not take it from here to the barbecue and say KETSA married us. Will not even reach, I now declare, I do not have those powers. I need a volunteer. There's a question I need to ask you. I volunteer. Who would you like to volunteer? You're being volunteered. You don't even need to hold hands. Very good, very good. Thank you. Come, clap for him. Who's going to marry this handsome man? Thank you very much. We've got a clap for her. Thank you very much. Asante, thank you. Incidentally, my nickname in those banks was Brother Paul, but I have no powers to Nani atachua? Oh, Reverend. This is very good. You know each other? Mnajuana? Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here on this wonderful sunny afternoon in Bogoria to witness the union between
Mungatana
and thank you very much. Mungatana, do you take Jared to be your lawful wedded? Yes, very quickly. We skip to, we are very direct to the point. And Jared, do you take to be your lawful wedded husband? Yes, 20 minutes. Now, friends, at this point, is anyone allowed to say no? Including themselves? They're allowed. Anyone of a different, clap for them, clap for them. Thank you. Is it, yeah. There is a young couple, I did that one too. The man was telling me, why didn't you get to the point of you may now say? I told him, well, is anyone allowed to say no? It's not expected, but it is allowed. It is allowed. Friends, let me tell you something. And this is my plea. It is my plea to us as leaders, as board members and CEOs. Your management, your teachers. How does a child feel when a teacher shouts at him or her? Do you know that feeling doesn't go away? It doesn't go away. I have a client, group head of internal audit, who plans his illness around the time of board meeting. He gets sick when there's a board meeting. How I knew about this is because he fell sick on a week. I was doing the job. He fell sick on a week. Then he called from the house. He's recovering. He's got sick of. He called to us. How did the board meeting go? He was told it was postponed. So now he was left with the, do I fall sick again the following week? Because you now can't postpone the illness. People don't like being shouted at. Friends, people don't like being shouted at. I see managers lie shamelessly. You know those ones you're seated very nicely at a board meeting. Yeah, very nicely. You sit with your board papers and somebody is presenting their results and you say, we've achieved this, we've achieved, and you are like, I swear you are lying. But in his head he's saying, I know I've not achieved this one, but I'll squeeze and then next quarter, I'll achieve that quarter plus this one that I haven't achieved. Does that usually happen? No. We have students. We are teachers. You know how our students read? It is February. The exam is in November. I've got 9 months. They play around. That 9 months become 8 months. You start dividing the 10 chapters into 8 months. Then you're dividing 10 chapters into 6 months because time has flown and revision hasn't started. Before you know it, you've got 1 month to the exam trying to cram 10 chapters. The same thing happens in business. Why am I telling you this? People want to give you the best possible picture. People want to give you the best possible picture. I've got a son, he's 23 years old, and I've got 2 daughters and another one. They are 4. Yeah, they are 4. So now, when they start discussing, daddy relationships, tall, is it dark, no. Let's start with the basics. Do they believe in God? What is their relationship with soap and water? Do they know where to put clothes in the cupboard? Basic things we assume. So likewise, our kind of reports, we want them to be as open. We don't assume. No, give us the bad news. So back to our wedding. People don't like usually saying no at that point in time because of one thing called shame. Shame. There are only two things a human being fears more than death itself. One is rejection, number two is shame. People don't like shame. So they will rather say yes, even though that point in time when they are saying yes, they've received an SMS from their friend who was doing an investigation and found out the one you're about to say yes to for the rest of your life was like that fellow of Equatorial Guinea. Bang, bang, goga, goga, 400. And you have a choice. Either 2 or 3 weeks of shame and people talking badly about what happened at that wedding, or a lifetime of hell. So my plea, board members and CEOs, let your management come up and tell you the bad news. We started by saying we are risk owners. The biggest risk to us as leaders of an organization is people who will not tell you the truth. Because what happens is you base your decisions based on information you have received. And then you go to your stakeholders and you look at them when you're talking about legal risks. We have stakeholders. You have the ministry, you've got SASRA, you've got the members themselves, and you have the court of public opinion. And Kenya, we are very nasty in that court of public opinion. So when you are given false information because you have a management team afraid of being shouted at, you now take that false information and stand over here. Where were we? Camera. You start making declaration based on false information. How does it look like, friends? We are together. And Kenyans, we are nasty. Please create an environment in which people can bring issues and tell them this is what we are facing, this is where we have reached, this is what we want to do to sort it out. We will keep you updated. Yes, you'll be upset. They're not meeting their targets, they're not doing what it is you want, but at least they're honest with you. To what is happening, and they are keeping quiet. And then when things go wrong, they're the ones who in a staff meeting you hear saying, I knew. Nilijua tu. And you're wondering, why didn't you say? So let us create an environment in which people can give you news. How I sell this to management is tell them, if you report to your board of directors and to your CEO that things are okay, you are taking away your justification for budget. Why am I giving you money if everything is okay as a board? True? If everything is okay, you don't need, you're okay. I mean, you stay with the way you are. Continue being okay. I'm not saying they should give you problems so that you can give them money. No, that's not the intention. But presenting a picture that is better than the reality on the ground is not good. Neither for the institution, neither for the board, neither for themselves as management. Make sense? Very good, very good. So now, we've covered 3 out of the 5 things we are supposed to have covered. Number 1, we've accepted ownership of risk. We are leaders of our SACCOs. We will be owners of the performance, owners of the achievement of objectives. We automatically become owners of the risks that affect the achievement of those objectives. And what we started doing is guiding management to prepare board reports. 2 sides of the same coin. One side is key performance indicators, how we are doing against objectives. The other side of the same coin is key risk indicators on how we are managing the risks that are affecting those objectives. That completes the picture for the board. This is what we want to achieve. This is what is threatening the achievement of that objective. That report needs to complete the picture for the leadership, for the board. Okay? The board then now, knowing what needs to be achieved, will set the appetite, which will say how much control we will put in place. How much can we stomach? How much can we tolerate? That needs to be set here to guide our management team. And then we create the culture of free sharing of information, of course within limits because of confidentiality. So we set a culture where we are encouraging our management team to be open and tell us what they are going through. Let them not sugarcoat things. We are together. Very good. Now, let us talk about what affects us as far as regulation is concerned. We're going to talk about legal risks. We need to have a very active, a very switched on, if I may use switched on, legal team to be in touch with what is happening in the country. Okay? The requirements of the Cooperative Act. There is currently a bill, a Cooperatives Bill 2024, that could change things. We need our legal team to be aware of what is happening there and tell us as the leadership of what we need to do so that we are not breaking the law. All right? We have the Sacco Societies Act 2008, and we've got a very interesting law, and I'm going to talk about this, called the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act. Why? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Paul Kaminchia. I'm a hacker. I break into systems. It's my job. I like the way you're looking at me. And I'll tell you why it is important that I'm liking the way you're looking at me. SACCOs are now our number one customer. The intention is not to frighten. No. It's to inform and therefore empower. You have taken over the biggest bank in Kenya as our number one customer. You know the biggest bank in Kenya? It's green in color. It's not KCB. It's not Coop Bank. M-Pesa. For me, a bank is a bucket of money. The biggest bucket of money in this country is M-Pesa. M-Pesa was our number one customer. Kenyans are now loving SACCOs and they're investing in SACCOs. You are now our number one customer. M-Pesa has gone to number 2, then banks number 3. We're also looking at insurance. Number 4. Pioneer, are you here? So we are breaking into SACCOs because you have a lot of money, which is why it is necessary for us, when we see KETSA is sitting to discuss risk management. You're doing well. Clap for yourselves. Please clap for yourselves. Yes. Please clap for yourselves. So what we do with the money we've stolen is take it through a process called wash. You know, cleaning, money laundering. So hence this law that came into play. We cannot be seen as vehicles to encourage and allow wash. So we need our legal teams to be aware of that act, the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act. So that we know what we need to do as SACCOs to make sure we frustrate financial crime. We are together. I learned this the hard way. I'll share with you a personal experience. I was in Diamond Trust Bank when Dusit happened. And the cops, CID, were looking at Diamond Trust Bank as the channel through which money was laundered to allow Dusit. That's where we've learned a lot personally about anti-money laundering. I'll share with you because it's part of your liquidity and so on risks. So it is that serious. We cannot be seen as vehicles and channels through which people are stealing money and cleaning. Because SACCOs has become an active area for my other friends. We are together? Okay, very good. So then, we have also data protection. Hands up. How many of you have a data protection officer? We'll do a quick review here. Your SACCOs. Data protection officer, very good. You know, very good. Thank you very much. Please, thank you very much. Monday when you go back, you're going back Friday. I'll give you, now, can I be headmaster for one? For once, I can be headmaster to my teachers. I'm giving you homework. Over and above the homework MC has given us. Monday, please talk to your legal teams. Ask them, if they've not started to, ask them to start the process of identifying a data protection officer for your SACCO. Okay. Immaculate, the commissioner, is moving around organizations, especially financial institutions, looking for two things. Number one, a data protection officer. Failure to have one, you're in contravention of the law, the Data Protection Act. There's a fine and a penalty for that. Number two, she's looking for you to have done a data privacy impact assessment. How much personal data do you hold and what is being done to protect it? Homework for Monday. Charge it to the legal team. They will read the law, they will break it down for you and for management. Yes. Oh, you had a question? Oh, no, I thought you had a question. Oh, the point was sinking in nicely. Okay. Immaculate, the commissioner. Yes. She comes from us, we talk her. Barbecue. Tell her this barbecue. Ask her. She's open. She's very, very open. She has a very good team we've dealt with. She's very open to coming to your SACCOs and talking you through the process. Okay, get your teams up to scratch. Let them understand this because she's very active with this. She's grabbing organization and finding them to the tune of 5 million. We don't have 5 million to lose. Yes, we don't. Oh, you do? No, yeah, we don't. We don't. So, two things. Data protection officer. That data protection officer will lead an exercise called a data privacy impact assessment. The commissioner has done so much work, there's already a template she's published on her website. So you don't need to do a lot of work there. We are okay. We are together. We are with us. Next, this now came into into effect to frustrate people like us. The Computer Crimes Bill. This is where now there was a question that was asked about vendors. So now what happens is, part of what we do is we love people who share passwords. Because all that means is it takes away accountability. Think of an access card. If all of us had the same access card to enter a building and you look at the logs or CCTV, who are we going to catch? So what happens is, if I'm a vendor and I'm supplying KETSA with a system, I've got automatically 29 clients, 28 members of KETSA and KETSA itself, which makes 29. Because I am lazy, I'll have one password for all of you. My people are people. One of them could be Gen Z who has got zero loyalty, wants to make money and move on and enjoy life at 29. They may not be disciplined. They can abuse the situation and start misbehaving. This actually happened to one of the banking vendors. Last time we were chasing them, they were last seen flying to Zambia, 2019. 2 guys and a lady. So we're asking for every client, they have a different username and password. And not Kaminchia Supplies Enterprises, no, Paul Kaminchia by name. And you've got a colleague I'm working with, that person with their name. So that when they log in, when you're looking at the audit logs, we can identify it is this person who misbehaved. But as Josiah was explaining, what happens is you have consultants who will now come and take you through that process. All right. But my order of advice is as follows. When it comes to systems, think of it as buying a car or buying any equipment. The vendor will always know more about that system than you, but they cannot do anything without your own instruction to them. So the consultants come in to help you with what you need to implement so that you know that your system is well taken care of. It's like things over time you'll learn when the mechanic is messing around with your car. They know the car better than you, but there are some things you'll know here, he's playing around. Similar thing with systems. So there is help available. So the Computer Crimes Bill, because people want money, will either work hard for it or go out and steal it. The Crimes Bill has come into effect to frustrate financial crime through systems. There are controls we need to put in place to protect the SACCOs. Then, your labor laws and your contracts with vendors also expose you to legal risks. With regards to compliance, we've got SASRA, our regulator. They've given us guidelines on risk management. They've given us guidelines of corporate governance. We need to put in measures to comply with those requirements. So again, your compliance team or your legal team need to be aware of it. If you're dealing with, Sidi and earlier were talking about digital banking, Central Bank of Kenya has issued guidelines for mobile banking, which we need to be aware of. All right? Then, National Treasury policies and the Deposit Guarantee Fund are things we need to be aware of and comply with. So not complying with this is our biggest risk. We do not want to be seen as not compliant. We do not want to be seen as not compliant with these requirements. Okay? Then, what do we need to do? I want to give you some pointers for how to take care of all these things. With risk management. First and foremost, specifically to do with liquidity. Liquidity is not having enough money to sort out our requirements, our obligations. Okay? How does that happen? We've given our members long-term loans, but our deposits are short-term. We've heavily borrowed so that we can finance operation, exposing us to a high cost of our funds. Okay? We've got fluctuations with our teachers, your seasonal cash flows. We come to withdraw our savings when? Christmas, December, when else? School fees. Do you understand? That is not matching with our loan repayments. So it gives us issues. Okay? Loan default is something we do not like, but it happens. Non-performing loans and economic hardships. It takes away the ability for Kenyans to save in SACCOs because things are tight. And of course, financial crime. So what happens is we need a couple of things which I want us to note us down, and that will close the session for this afternoon. What do we need to do to manage liquidity risk and to ensure stability of our institution, financial stability? Number one, and this has been the theme for this summit, managing risk management, compliance and regulatory governance and regulatory compliance. The laws are there, the regulations are there. Let us do our very best to comply with them. Okay, there's a lot of best practice and good practices and good ideas that have gone into those things. We pick those and we comply with them. For example, your liquidity ratio requirement by SASRA. All right. Number two, your management of your loan portfolio. Management of your loan portfolio. What Josiah was talking about earlier, the asset quality. And how do we manage credit risk? Your loan policies. Your mechanisms for chasing non-performing loans, bad loans, debt recovery. And all those. Goes to the extent of diversifying your loan portfolio, okay, and balancing how we issue loans and manage our cash flow. Your sources of income. I liked what Sidian was saying. She was called Naomi and her colleague. Partnering so that you open new avenues of gaining income. Fee income, non-fee income, short-term facilities, short-term securities, mixing short-term investments with long-term investments. There are areas we can explore to gain us additional income and improve our cash positions. Number four, continuous monitoring and oversight of liquidity. Your liquidity risk exposure, your cash flow predictions and forecasts should be an important part of your board reports. How has liquidity been forecasted? This seasonal cash flows we were talking about, school fees and Christmas and holidays and so on and so forth. How have we catered for it in our projections? Josiah was talking about contingency planning. There's something we call stress testing. Build a scenario to test whether our Sacco can survive a crisis. It will start informing the kind of money you have as a reserve to cushion that, to cushion those crises. There is also, I've seen companies who have learned the hard way from COVID. They have a liquidity reserve fund. You know the way we call an emergency fund, a rainy day fund? Yeah. Because there's a period where there was no business and you had to survive. So I've seen organizations start putting into place a liquidity reserve fund, cash just in case. Okay? And then, insurance, liquidity protection insurance, it's an option. Okay? Loan default insurance is an option. Then lastly, a group of controls you can put in place to further enhance your financial stability. Internal controls. Internal controls. Again, the same way I was lobbying to you as leaders to create an environment for management to bring out issues and risks freely and openly, please afford the same to the internal auditors. Do you like your internal auditors? You like your internal auditors? They should have free access to you and tell you things as they are. Internal audit is not witch hunting. It's telling you this is how the situation is. So we take that and do something about it. Okay? And they focus, internal audit focuses on internal controls. Let them tell you how your internal control environment is so you can strengthen it. It reduces losses, it reduces errors. Okay? If you have an opportunity to automate processes, please take advantage of technology. Enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of your processes. Reduce human error. Increase accuracy. Increase completeness. Reduce the chances of human manipulation and intervention. Cybersecurity and fraud prevention. People like us. Now I'm wearing the other hat of my other fellows. And we are world renowned, eh? We are up there with Russia and yes. In fact, we've got two sites, two centers of excellence. One is not far from here, Mulot. Mulot, we're on the world map up there. The way you're doing at your running Rift Valley. Mulot has put us on the world, and there, of course, Juja. Juja has always been there. Mulot is this side. Yeah, we'll pass by on the way back. Eh? I need to greet my friends. I'm not seeing them for a while. We need to review targets for 2025, yes? The south this side, Mulot. Yeah. We are on the world map. But we need to take care of them because now SACCOs are our number one customers. Eh? Let us do something about that. There is help available. There is help available. Let me tell you something. There is so much discipline in stealing. You'll be amazed. Among the most interesting assignments I've ever done is fraud investigations. The creativity involved. The one that was, sorry, I'm digressing a bit. The funniest was Thika. Okay, see, it was in the news. You secure everything. CCTV, vault, 12 padlocks in a gate. Who would have thought they would have dug through the ground? So how do you explain to... Let me ask you. You're my board of directors. I'm the branch manager of Thika. You've had thieves drilled through... How am I going to explain myself to you? Where do I start? The discipline in stealing is amazing. Is amazing. Where these young boys, which we are trying to mentor them, these thugs of ours, we're trying to mentor. The problem is when they get the money, now they lose their minds. So we are now teaching them, investment. Invest in Sacco. The same Sacco we steal from, now we come and invest and grow it. So it can become bigger, we steal from more. It's a life-sustaining... it's not meant to be a joke, but it's in the afternoon, it's hot. So But yes, the thinking involved in stealing is amazing. If we could direct that thinking to the right places, we'll go so far as a country. So far. So far. We need to have, actually, I believe we need to have a national policy on these Gen Zs. Take them out from the streets with their placards, put them in places of development. That creativity cannot go to waste. It's immense. It's new, it's different, but we accommodate them that way. All right. Education and engagement of members. Teach our members good borrowing practices, financial management, those kind of things. They are members of ours. They're like owners of our SACCOs, yes? Let us improve them because we want them to remain with us, invest in us, borrow from us, save with us. Okay, so let us improve our engagement and our education with members. All right? And then your financial audits, regular audits, financial audits. Let us pay keen attention to our audits. Okay? So, we've talked about ownership. We've talked about, which is us, we are the risk owners. We've talked about appetite. Appetite is what directs how much control we are going to put in place, how much budget we are going to give, because we know the pain of the loss. Okay? We've talked about creating an environment where our management and our auditors can freely come to us as leaders and tell us this is what is happening. This is where we've reached. This is where we need your guidance. Okay, let them not hide bad news. Okay? We've talked about the kind of things that increase liquidity risk, the nature of Sacco itself, the mismatch between savings and lending. Okay, high costs of funds when we borrow externally and so on and so forth. And then some of the things we can do to improve our liquidity and financial stability, governance, management of the loan portfolio, credit risk management, diversify sources of income, continuous monitoring, oversight of liquidity practices, strong internal controls, automate when we can, educate our members, implement security, and so on and so forth. All right? Leaders, by my clock, it is exactly 3:36. I believe they have. Do you have a few minutes for questions?
You can pick one or two.
One or two questions, so that I respect your time. But again, I must commend you for these initiatives. Please continue like this. Come together, share information about management of risk, what you can do to increase your knowledge, your awareness of these things. We are available. Our different institutions that have come to share knowledge with you. Okay, but well done for these initiatives. I commend all of you for this. Yes. Aha. Am I advising you to employ hackers? Let me tell you this. Ethical hackers, yes. But I'll share with you this. Let me share with you. And I have to be honest with you. It got to a point in my, this was with, I'll share with you, it was when I was working with Diamond Trust Bank. This was 2015. We implemented a security system. I don't think they're using it now. I think they moved on to other things. That was so intrusive that we were taking pictures of all computers across the country every 2 minutes. Pictures, screenshots, all computers, all branches, all the countries, all the branches in the country, every 2 minutes. All computers, every 2 minutes. So if anything goes wrong, we can replay what happened. You see, my line of work, I never talk to, this is why I like, another reason why I like teaching. This is where I get to meet people. Other than this, I'll be on my machine. Fraud investigations, I'm on my machine. I don't talk to people. I come in and tell you, I look at logs and tell you this is how it was done. This is who you're looking for. that kind of power can get to you. It can get to you. It can get to you. I actually told my boss, which is why I remember, I told my boss, give me something else to monitor, not this. I was young then. You're looking for a sweetheart. You have that kind of power. What are you going to do? A young one is here. Not very far. Bogoria. I find out the rich legend of Bogoria. I'll have a legend myself. When I abuse a system. Because what can we do with your laptop? That particular system. This camera over here. I'll activate it without you knowing. Take pictures of you. Hey, today you look nice. That time I'm in Mombasa branch. You're in Naivasha. So to answer your question, it is a risk. My contracts in all the banks I worked in were, if I were to resign, I leave immediately. That was my contract. Because if you've changed jobs, how is your head when you're leaving, when you're serving notice? You're not committed. You only need somebody to look at you badly. And you languish a system. So it's a risk. Ethical hackers, you see, unfortunately, and why I'm calling myself a hacker is because our training for system security is to break systems so we know how to protect them. It's like a knife. I'll teach you how to use a knife in the kitchen to make a good meal and a nice barbecue. But it's the same instrument I can use to kill you. Do you understand? So you need somebody with grounding. And you monitor them. You monitor them. Because people change over the course of employment. The moment you find this one, remove them from cybersecurity, you take them to mailroom or reception. Nothing against receptionists. They have some value, but they can be dangerous. Very. Worse than finance. They are no good to anyone. They are so nasty. If there's a browser you can get to take you there. The moment you install and you go online, they know you want to come. They will welcome you. We are very nice, by the way. We are not monsters. No. We don't have horns, 5 eyes, like Nani's chameleon. No. We look like you. We are very polite. We are very helpful. Very, very helpful. We'll give you directions. Oh, my mouse is not working. I'll fix it for you. I can't print. Here. In fact, I printed 2 copies for you. We are very nice, but very dangerous. That's them. The dark web. You can do your research on them. Very nasty fellows, them. They are not useful for anyone. Me, myself, I don't even go there. Do you know that's what happens down there? Arms dealing, they're not the best. The most lucrative activity on this planet today is arms dealing, warfare. There you'll get a market there. Nasty fellows down there. I wouldn't advise you to venture there. Maybe only for academic purposes only. After academic, no, leave it. You could be. Yeah. Yes, any other question? No. I think they're okay. Thank you very much for your time, for your patience. You've managed to stay awake. I'm happy. It's a good sign. I've scared them. No, the idea was not to scare. Yes, sir. The idea is not to scare. Oh, asante. Hearing that from a teacher. Asante. Yes.
Actually, it's like what I wanted to say, what has been said in chorus there. You have scared us. So, now, how we as leaders in those circles, how are we going to be responsible for these, your friends? Yes. because what they are doing now, maybe it is not under our control as leaders. So then you have said that we may not go there where we are going to control them, because we are in class teaching and they are there working, and then you are also there in that umesema Juja and the other one. Then where are we now?
Now, I want to give you, the intention was not to scare friends, walimu, leaders. But we cannot, you know what the gentleman from Pioneer was saying, that we do not know what we do not know. Me, I see it as part of my mission to make sure now you know. Yeah, we reduce that, the things we don't know that we don't know, no, we reduce them by knowing. Awareness, education, and training. So number one, I'm giving you a list of things you can do as leaders. Awareness, education, and training. Getting into sessions like this so that you know. Okay, for example, and I'll show you how we do. For example, how many of you came here? Is this your first time here, like Bulgaria Spa? This is your first time for most of you. Very good. What did you do at the reception? Number one, where is the venue for the nini? Here. Number two, what is the Wi-Fi? You're the ones we like. You are the ones we like. Free Wi-Fi. I will love you guys. Over the course of this evening, you will see 2 lounge. One is for the spa, the other one is me. What we do is we create a hotspot. We ask for what the Wi-Fi password is. We create a hotspot, we give it the same name, the same password. So statistically, half of you will log on to the hotel, the other half will log on to me. Nunueni bundles. There's nothing like free Wi-Fi. Please buy bundles. That is education and training and nunua bundles. Number 3, update your systems. Update your systems. You know, when you say Windows update those systems. They fix the holes that we like going through. We like systems that are not updated. Old systems, we love those ones. Full of holes. It's like leaving the door and the window open for people like us. So update your systems. Number 4, get a good antivirus. Get a good antivirus. Okay. Number 5. These are people I like using also. There is a group of people who go into your SACCOs. They can access any office at any time, no questions asked. Who are they? If admin comes, you'll know. You'll ask, why are you here? They can go to any office at any time. No questions asked, including your offices as board members and directors. One can come here, no one will pay attention to them. They are the ones we use. Cleaners, thank you very much. Do your cleaners, are they employees of the SACCO? They are contracted. They are contracted. We do not have a control about the vetting of the cleaners. So we use them. All it takes is 200, 500 bob. Go and plug something called, it looks like a flash disk. Stick it into our director's or our CEO's machine. It records everything you're typing. Another 500 bob to me. So we start vetting our third parties. The other people I love, interns. You do not do the recruitment of interns the way you do recruitment of your employees. Background checks, references, and so on and so forth. Why? So-and-so's cousin, so-and-so's daughter, they are going to school, they just need a 3 attachment. Then you give them rights to the system as though they are authorizers. They are the ones we like. Do you know how we know them? They are like this. I'm now at Solution Sacco, doing internship, first day. Look, I'm with the CEO. Smile. And then you post. Those are the ones we like. Because we come and visit them. You've put them on the front desk. They have been taught customer service. Be friendly. Offer assistance. So I'll tell them, give me your procedures. What are the checks that are done to open an account? And they will give me. So your cleaners, your interns, please get your management teams to pay close because we like using them. Back up your systems, please. Back up your system, so in case something happens to your system, you can recover. All right. And then lastly, now I'm going against the advice I give my director. Call people like us who will come and test your system. To chapa kidogo. No, but we have a code of conduct. Now I'm talking about me, the ethical one. Ethical. Our rules are simple. I will look, I will not touch. I might touch, I'll not taste. If I taste, I'll not swallow. No, we never get there. is to test your system from outside. I'll do it from the house. Round 1 is do it from the house. Round 2 is I come and pose as a staff member of your Sacco. Try to find out where your loopholes are. Then come and call you management and board. Mashimoni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will help you fix them. And then we will test again. That help is there. Okay, but basic things. Awareness, education, and training. Get to know these things. Not knowing is not a good thing. Not knowing is not a good thing. Okay, we stop sharing passwords. Everyone with their own username and password. Back up your system. Get a nice antivirus. Update your systems. Back up. Then call ethical hackers to test. Change your passwords I know leaders, we don't like changing your passwords. I know a leader who has had that password for the last 5 years. We visit them often. One of the juiciest machines is the CEO's machine. Kuna utamutamu? The ethical ones. What do they do? Oh, the difference between the ethical, unfortunately you can't tell. Both of them will give you the reports. One will now abuse and come later. That's the problem. Because one of the things that we are trained in our training for thievery is avoid detection. So both of us are very polite. We dress smartly. No jeans, a t-shirt. No. We're very elegant. Patient. I'm not coming to your organization to break into your system on Friday. No. I'm coming to your organization to break into your system in 2028. That's the kind of patience I'm talking about. I will know your organization inside out. By the time I'm cleaning you, is to clean you completely.
Kaminchia, as you are talking, one of your friends has visited me.
Can I see? Maybe I know him. Maybe they know I'm around.
They call her.
Yes, this plus 205, Nini, do not pick these calls. Why we don't pick these calls? Strange numbers.
Are you in communication?
With these ones? No, these ones are not my friends. These are other. These ones now we have a problem. We go to the tribunal. They are infringing on my territory. Let him go and steal Kwao. Why is he stealing in my space? Alabama. Plus 1205. These ones don't pick. No, don't pick. There is a way they can take over depending on, those ones who tell you press this, they take over your phone or compromise your WhatsApp account. Then you start sending messages. Oh, money making scheme, click here. They harvest all your contacts and then push nonsense to phones. The intention is not to frighten, is to inform and empower so that you know. For example, your apps. When you have time, your apps. Which apps have permission to your location? Which apps have permission to your phone book, your contacts? Which app has information to your camera? Do you understand? Apps you install, allow us camera, allow us, deny. They don't need. The only thing that needs access to your location is Google Map so that they can tell you move from Bogoria to Nairobi. And Uber or Faras, which one do you use? That one, Bolt, those ones. That's it. Who else needs your location? I can tell you your location from a photo. You know that? Yeah. I can. You take a photo, I can tell you where you were when you took that photo. Camera doesn't need to know your location. Now you see why not knowing, we can take advantage that you do not know. So now we start knowing. The intention is not to frighten, is to inspire you to know. Inspire you to know. It makes it harder for us now to take advantage of that. But help is there. And it's our intention. Now we did it with banking, now we want to do it with SACCOs. To strengthen and tighten controls, technology controls. It's becoming very difficult to break into banks. What we do is we marinate people, we sweet talk people. We want to get to that stage with SACCOs. And the fact that you have this forum is the right, you've started in the right place. You're coming together to talk about risk management. At one point in time, you'll talk about security, technology, risk management. So you're in the right path. You're in the right path, and I encourage you. Sawa. Kuna mwingine? Let me see. I like collecting this. You know, I want to expand my network, my contacts. Tumakoi, these are the ones. Even me, I got another one. Dear tenant, we've changed the account. Let me tell you, before I would reply with Matusi. But you know what happens? You're confirming to them that you are a valid person. They'll now use different numbers. These ones don't reply to. Tumakoi 0729. You know what it is called? I'll tell you what this technique is called. It is called, you know, Nini. What is? You've seen this. I don't know, on Friday or Thursday. Will you, when you see them? Do they do fishing here? When you have a net, and you're standing over here, and then you do shwa. You cast the net. You'll catch at least one. That is what they're doing. Some a Kenyan will say, nitume nini? Ile pesa gani? It's like the way, and we're trying, even Askaris, you go and visit somebody. Then the Askari comes, you know, they've been given authority to vet whoever is coming into the estate. An Askari comes to you, and then as from far from the gate, he's peeping in. Unataka kuona nani? House number 2. Kwa Paul. They're not supposed to do that. You understand? They're giving information. They're not supposed to do kwa nani. Anaitwa Paul nani. Then once they've verified those information, then now they are let in. But you don't say, unaenda da Paul. Kwa Paul, you're na kipara, Ako house number 14. Why are you volunteering information? So those are the ones they're after. Tuma kwa hii. Ni nini? Ile pesa gani? Ya school fees. Oh, okay. Nimetuma. Those are the ones. At this rate, we'll miss swimming. But it's nice. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention.